Hello. I am looking very WASP today, aren't I? Oh dear. Um, yes, well, anyway, what to do? It's on brand, right? So I was going to perform tonight, actually. Well, I thought it was, that's the problem. I thought I was going to perform just as an open mic night, nothing fantabulous. Um, and then I realized it's kind of like travel. Like, I'm thinking a lot about travel to Europe, to East Asia, um, to go to places where I've been, but also like not been. So, for example, played parts of Korea and Japan and Taiwan, and parts of Europe that I've not been. Um, and now that things are opening up, and it's kind of weird the psychology of having spent like 2 years pretty much in some form of a lockdown in Melbourne, and the sort of weird sort of I don't know. I think both individual, obviously, and social, like collective unconscious type stuff, PTSD of Melburnians and of myself. This idea that you can even travel is kind of a bit of a head fuck. You're like, whoa, hold on, we can travel. Like we can actually do this now, and that it's not the end. It's not like the end of the world as we knew it exactly. It's kind of just it was just like put on pause, and now it's off pause, and you can like it's weird because the way it was here was like had like heat seeking drones and like announcements and all of this sort of like intense lockdown, like everything. Like you're pretty much arrested if you left the house and that sort of stuff. And just as yeah, like a lot of yeah, I guess like flashbacks you get like these memories of stuff and going to a park to do like exercise for 2 hours a day or whatever maximum, not even 2 hours to do everything pretty much food, walk around, whatever. And you'd see like patrols, like something you would see in I don't know a World War II film almost. It's really bizarre, and I guess it's that thing where like this idea from like there, which is not so far. Like it's not it's not 10 years ago. It's 5 years or 5 years ago. It's like less than two. It's not even two. It's not even 6 months actually. Fuck. And living this sort of I don't know, sort of like Stockholm syndrome maybe. I think that's the right psychological term for it. Anyway, and so yeah, I was thinking a lot about that, and then in terms of like travel, and then in terms of performing, I realized my music, like I have a busking permit, so I can go and perform on the streets in Melbourne anywhere I want, pretty much within the Melbourne metropolitan. But I also really like, and I've done very like a few times I've done this, but I didn't really find it what I was after, if that makes sense. I think I'm much more of a just I like to create something and experiment with it and have fun with it. But I feel like once you start performing, it's almost like it takes on a certain seriousness, maybe, or you need to be a lot more like accomplished. Not accomplished was the word, practiced and together. And I'm sort of like a punk in many ways, like a punk cabaret person, whatever. I mean, as I've said before, I take a lot of inspiration from like the chansons, like the French, the uh, uh, français nouvelles chansons, the new French songs singing. Than I do from or cabaret. I guess is the closest semi sort of equivalent to chanson in English. So that's why I have a lot of piano-led stuff. Also, it's the only instrument I have to play with. So there's another critical component, which is this ironic of that. And why I sort of spark sing, like I sort of speak sing most of my stuff. Obviously, a massive influence of people like these French singers like Brassens, Brel, um, Gainsbourg, obviously, obviously, um, and well, I mean, obviously, Momus, who is an English, Scottish, sorry, Nick, Scottish singer, uh, but I think he follows a similar thing as well, actually, as a point of reference or inspiration is the chansons. I know that he likes Gainsbourg, and I'm not sure if he likes Jane Birkin as much as I like Jane Birkin. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, and so it's sort of like that. But as I say, I've only been doing it for 5 months, 6 months, 6 months. What's June? Yeah, 6 months. So it's sort of like that, to be honest with you. I don't really know. I have no musical training. I don't know what I'm doing, which is probably quite obvious if you listen to any of the music. But I got to a point where I watched a little documentary, or like a little thing about outside of music, and then I watched another thing about punk music, and I thought, oh, wow, that's sort of me, really. To be honest with you, I feel like you could wait, and I could practice and do all this sort of thing, and I mean I do practice now, because now I feel like I've got a reason to, sort of more so than before, where it was just like, well, yeah, sure, like just do some scales or something. So now I have this more of this reason, and also I'm just impatient in the sense that I know exactly what I want to say. I have the expression, but I don't have the skills to make the expression better, more skills. Funnily enough, which is fine. So that I think that comes with learning, and I can always do all of these songs, these albums, whatever. Again, in some future scenario where if I get some money together, or if I get some more accomplished, and I look back and I get this absolute shit, I'm gonna just reimagine the entire thing. Yeah, so I'm not too phased about that. But I don't really like performing. And I realized this actually about Gainsbourg, because I watched oh my god, what's it called? The Zenith Casino de Paris, and anyway, he performs like the late 80s in Paris, and you can see like he's just smoking and drinking. I mean, he smoked and drank all the time, but really like you can almost see like this. He's trying to really keep cool and calm, and like, yeah, man, like relax, baby, be cool type stuff. But I feel like I'm the same. I can't. When I go on stage, I freak the fuck out. I don't know what I freak out about. I think it's more just like fucking up, but I fuck up the songs that I record anyway. Hey, and you see the the fuck ups in it. So where I'm like, whoopsie daisy, I was supposed to say something like just one I did today actually, and I was meant to say something, and then I didn't, or I said it wrong, out of time. But I'm just like, oh, it's half the fun. It's like having a scratch on the vinyl. That's how I justify it to myself anyway. Yeah, so, but I don't know. I mean, I could. I was watching also a little documentary about Daniel Johnson, and like when he goes to Paris or something, I think it is, and he performs on stage, and it's really beautiful. I mean, he's such a pure soul. That guy was such a pure soul. And like I think he forgets the words to his own like song, which is beautiful. I mean, the Pistols always do this, I feel, and PIL, they always do this, where they just sort of, they don't do the song as it is on the record. They do the song with whatever that pops into their head, the sort of general melodic structure or sound, and then they just go for it. And I think I'm more like that, really. There's no real, like, I feel like music is that sort of thing where it is liquid and innovative, right? And there is such a realm for improvisation and just doing a song differently. I mean, that's what I like about Moments, that he reinterprets a lot of Bowie, for example. I think that's really, really cool. And that's what I'm trying to do with Gainsbourg. One is to translate it, to try my French, which is not super great skills, but then, also like reimagine it. I like this idea of reimagining these things because, like I really want to do, I really love Birkin, especially the five, I think, albums that he did, Gainsbourg did for Birkin. I guess as an individual solo artist, and I really like Babylon and Babylon. Obviously, it's just really top class. I just love like using proms and Chopin and stuff. I just super Serge type stuff. But I wanted to reimagine Babylon and Babylon, which is really essentially about being a lost star in Los Angeles. Having that, but also being setting it during or making it more evident about the last major sort of plague, which is still ongoing, about HIV and AIDS. So I wanted to sort of to weave this idea and maybe add one or two songs. I'm not sure. Again, reimagining it opens it up than just simply reinterpreting. I feel it like makes it a little bit more of a liquid, flexible thing. But we'll see. So that's an idea. I've already obviously reimagined l'homme that déchu, the man with the head of a cabbage, to the man with the head of a cauliflower. C'est moi. But to use instead of using Mary-Lou, I use Orlando, as obviously I'm referencing Orlando by Virginia Woolf, but so twisting this idea around a bit as well. And yeah, so anyway, there's that. So I really feel like I'm much more of a recording artist, right, than a performing artist in this sort of sense. Also, I just have no charisma, so I'm just like, why would you want to see me on stage? I have no charisma. Look at me. So it's like that, right? I don't know. I think it's like that. Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais pas. My two penny French. I don't know. What was the other point? Oh, travel. Yeah, voyage. Mr. Walker's Amber Restorative. And yeah, I would like to go to Italy again, because for me Italy is, bella Italia. Tutto pazzo l'italiano. But yeah, so I want to go there, and so my friend actually Gianni, and in Napoli. I want to go back to Napoli. I really, 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 really want to go back to Naples. I felt like Naples was just something really alive. Molto era vita, sì, like molto vita. I mean, it really was alive. It really is alive. I'm sure it still is. Because I think of that, because of the Vesuvian psychology, I guess you could say, almost. And that, they just don't know. So you build a city kind of on this precipice of catastrophe, and I really like this. They're constantly in the hinterlands of destruction. I just, psychologically, I just find that really, really interesting. And I kind of feel like it's in a way, it's almost like a queer psychology in some respect, or it's definitely in a form of sort of homosexual kind of psychology in many ways, because you're never quite sure when you're going to die, but it's probably going to be violent. I hope not. Anyone else watching, I really hope that doesn't happen to you, and I really hope that doesn't happen to me either. But the world is the world, and reality is reality, and it's better to be aware than not aware of these things. It's better. What's this thing you say that it's never too young to learn about monsters. Unfortunately, but that's the case. So there you go. But yeah. So I really want to go there, and then I really want to go to Portugal. My friend actually just arrived yesterday or today, back in Portugal. She lives actually Argentinian. And she'll be there, I think, for a little while. And my friends are actually going back, and they're Slovakians, and they're going back in next week, not tomorrow, next week. And so I thought, damn, I'd love to go, but not in the middle of summer. It's too expensive, obviously, and also overpopulated. I can't stand crowds. I just can't do it. The infrastructure of my personality already melts in the heat with other people. It's a sheer sort of edifice crumbles into sort of dust. So I'll probably go, if I go at all, I shall go in autumn, probably. Not winter, because, well, this is winter here and it's already pretty bad. But yeah, I want to go to Madrid. I think Madrid would be wonderful. Barcelona interests me not at all. Seville, Spain, but I really want to go to France again because I want to see about the working holiday, as I said in the last video, I think. So it's really like that, actually, to be honest. I think I just sort of want to explore and sort of just get like a perspective, like get a like a more, I don't know, I just feel like Europe feels so much, the people are so much more real because they're not so affluent as we are here, and they're not, or the PPP doesn't work the same way, or the welfare structure is different, and the high state capacity of Australia in comparison to obviously a lot of Europe, and all the rest of it. I just feel that you really exist, people really exist there, live there, sorry, people exist here, they really live there, and, you know, and I really want to go back to the UK and to Manchester, as I was also saying, and go and really explore the music scene there, which is obviously, you know, world-renowned, and the queer scene, which I'm not sure if that's world-renowned, maybe, but not sure. But I definitely want to go there and see it and experience it, and there's a performer who I really, really love since I was very young called David Hoyle. It's a drag act, but he used to be called the Divine David. I think originally from Blackpool and now lives, or is sent, I think he lives in Manchester. I saw him in London, so I've never been to Manchester, but I saw him perform and I just was sort of like, wow, I can't believe that I've seen you all over YouTube and I've followed you, bits and bobs about you, and then to actually be there was wonderful. I mean, he was really a lovely guy, you know. And I realised that that's the affinity I want. That's what I'm actually looking for in many ways. And also the, you know, the adult with autism, I forgot his name, Paul, who lives in Manchester. You know, it's that thing where, I don't know, it seems Manchester is almost this place that seems to be drawing me. I have one of my really close friends lives there and just moved back after the pandemic from Australia to there. He's actually originally from there. And it's that sort of thing where I really realise that I want to go to this place, I want to see these places. Because, of course, you know, like, in terms of the existential type stuff, I mean, who the hell knows when you're going to go, you know? You're only here once, and, you know, you can buy, you can buy experiences, but I was going to say, you can buy all these possessions to give you the false premise or the false idea that you're going to somehow, you know, leave a legacy of some form, but I think actually it's more like, you know, your experiences are the things which I don't know, presumably keep you as you get older, and obviously what shape you more than possessions. And so I just don't see the purpose in staying here for too much longer in a place, because it's a place I can always come back to. It's my home. It's where I was born. So, you know, but I am feeling this crisis of, I think, probably some form of, as I said earlier, some form of PTSD, I guess you could sort of loosely term it, which is really a whole other thing, video, but yeah, I really want to go and see more real life, and I will probably go to India as well and see India, because that's probably one of the realest places one can go, no? Even for Indians. So, you know, I think that that's also something one has to do before you bite the dust. Yeah. Don't know. I have to figure out how to do it practically. Money and all that, so. Yeah, you know, be good. I think it would very much change my life, my perspective about life, and maybe give me more clarity about what to actually do with this life, this one life I've got, as we all have. So, yeah. Anyway, no gig for me tonight. Maybe next week. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. And it's kind of intimidating to go to an open mic night and you don't know how to play your instrument at all, really, and you don't know how to sing. And then you're around all these people who are like guitarists, pianists, whatever, and they can sing. So like, I'd just be like a dinky die sort of little like thing just floating through going, hello. So I imagine I would just have to take a lot of Mr. Walker with me or something else, and just, you know, it would be like that really. But who knows? Who knows? Anyway, leave it there. Spoken for a long time. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the long one. I had some stuff to say, I guess. Okay. Keep smiling, keep well, keep warm if you're in the southern hemisphere, keep cooler if you're in the north, I guess. Okay. Bye.